Hello everyone, this is Beastly Eel here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the second episode of What If. This was what if Peter Quill attacked the mightiest heroes. Oh, sorry, attacked Earth's mightiest heroes. My apologies. So apparently this takes place as when Yondu takes Peter Quill off of the planet after his mother had passed away, but this time he brought him to Ego himself. So Ego showed him how to use his powers, his celestial powers, to get him ready to bring on the 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 merge, where he kind of has his seed everywhere and makes it all into one. And Ego was ready for it to go. So what happened here was Ego sent his son all over the place, um, taking planet after planet after planet, destroying it with ease, even though Peter Quill was just trying to get back home. He finally makes it to Earth, where a bunch of, well, fighter jets take him down and crash into New York. And in a matter of seconds, he starts destroying New York City with ease. He gets right to a carnival to enjoy his time there. During that time, we have a group of people coming together to try to figure out how they're going to stop this massive destruction, um, a weapon of mass destruction, basically, inside this little boy, specifically Peter Quill. So we have Howard Stark, who is the father of Tony Stark. We have Peggy Carter, who is the former love interest of oh my gosh, of Captain America. They decide that they have to team up and have a group come in to help basically defeat this thing. So they decided to grab a team together to try to stop Peter from destroying planet Earth. So they get Hank Pym as Ant-Man, which was not easy to do. They also got Bill Foster as Goliath. They called the Russians to get Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, and they talked to Wakanda and got King T'Chaka. Um, and of course, they have from Shield as well. They have Wendy Larson, aka Marvel. So all of them have come together to stop this boy from destroying the Earth. So they all go out together. Now, during this time, Hank Pym actually takes his daughter with him. And so it is Ant-Man, um, Goliath, Winter Soldier, and Black Panther all going out to try to stop this boy. And what happens is they are starting to fight him. They are getting beat up rather easily. They try to come up with a way to stop him by putting him into the Hall of Mirrors, where there's a laser field that they put in there that causes him to destroy the entire thing and send Black Panther flying away. We then have Goliath try to put a building on top of the kid to stop him from destroying everything. He blows it up, and then they start to fight again. Marvel was trying to look inside of his ship to figure out what was going on, and she realizes that his tech is way more advanced than what she was expecting. She also gets blasted out. We also have Winter Soldier ready to take him out on the ship, and she basically tells him, "Don't you dare, because if that Tesseract explodes, it'll destroy the entire planet." So they continue the fight. They pretty much lose. The entire team loses. They are going to decide to escape to try to figure out what they're going to do next. Winter Soldier starts grenade launching him, which doesn't kill Peter whatsoever. And in that time, they get inside the jet and ready to take off. And that's when Peter Quill stops it from going anywhere and is ready to destroy it. While that happens, there is a bolt of lightning that comes down, and Thor himself comes and knocks Peter Quill out. So they take him into a shield prison where he's locked up, unable to escape. And they're all trying to decide what they're going to do next. So Thor wants to kill the boy. Winter Soldier wants to kill the boy. But Hank, Goliath, and I want to say the rest of them don't want to kill the boy. They want to understand him better and figure out what's going on. Well, during this time, we have Hope Van Dam um, going through. She had taken her dad's ID cards and everything else and was dancing around going through all of the doors, and she found herself Peter Quill. So the two of them were talking, and it turns out that Peter Quill is from Earth, which we knew, but apparently they didn't. So she shrinks him down, takes him to the entryway, makes it big again. Well, actually, sorry, unlocks his prison, makes it big again, and lets him out. So during this entire time, we have all that going on, and we now have the entire group of Avengers trying to figure out what's going on. So what they do is they try to hunt down Peter Quill, and then she basically tells him that he's got to go take a bus all the way to Missouri. So he agrees and goes. While that happens, the rest of the team makes it and sees that Hope is there with um, the massive prison now, and asking what happened to Peter Quill. Did she get hurt? And she said no. It's her. How do I want to phrase this? Her friend needed to be let out, and so she did. He's just a kid after all, and he's from Earth. And everyone was kind of confused by that because they didn't believe that he was from Earth. And she explained that it was actually his dad that was causing all those problems, not him, even though it looked like him. So they were finally deciding, trying to figure out what were they going to do next. Thor and Winter Soldier agree that they're going to kill him, um, but they had a bigger issue coming. What they found out was Ego couldn't get in touch with his son, and Ego is coming to planet Earth, and he does. So they decide to split up. Marvel and Hank go to Missouri to try to save Peter Quill and try to get him to convince him to fight Ego, while Black Panther, Thor, and Goliath stayed behind to try to stop Ego from destroying the planet. Now I know what you're thinking, where's Winter Soldier? Well, he disappeared. We find out that when they get to Missouri, Winter Soldier is already there, um, ready to take a sniper shot on the boy. Hank Pym is talking to the boy, trying to tell him what's going on and everything else. Now, while that's happening, we have a fight going on the other side. Ego basically combines with the planet a little bit, makes a bunch of rock versions of himself, and they attack the group. Goliath, Black Panther, and Thor are trying to take them out. As this is continuing, more and more of these beings are kind of coming into place. So every time they destroy a bunch, more come. And it gets to the point where they're getting run down and beat down. So we go back to Peter Quill being talked to, and we also have Howard Stark hacking into the system where to stop the broadcast of the Russians to talk to Winter Soldier because he doesn't want Peter Quill to be killed. And he's trying to convince Bucky inside the Winter Soldier. And apparently, it was enough to get him to not shoot the kid, but not to come out and help. So Winter Soldier disappeared. That being said, Marvel, sorry, and Hank Pym convinced Peter Quill to join them to try to stop his father, and um, they take off. At this point, the Avengers that have remained, which is Goliath, Thor, and Black Panther, are all incapacitated and unable to defeat Ego. Ego makes a massive mountain and then shoots out his energy tentacles to try to get his seedling. He's able to do so, and it brings closer to him. While that is happening, the ship comes in. Hank Pym and Peter Quill shrink down, grab the device, grab the seedling, sorry, go inside the mountain, make themselves big again, and ready to fight Ego. Well, Ego is not scared because Ego goes, "There's no way you could defeat me." And Peter goes, "You're absolutely right. I can't, but you can defeat you." And absorbs all the energy from inside the seedling and attacks his dad with a final blast, enough to obliterate him to our knowledge. And it saved planet Earth. It destroyed all of the rock creatures, and the Avengers were saved. So, um, at the end of the episode, they decide to have a big feast of their victory and talk about all the things that they've done well. Now, everyone's there except for Winter Soldier, who is apparently in the streets of New York, basically becoming more of himself, aka Bucky Barnes. So the rest of the group are feasting, and Thor gets up at the end and stating that he has work to do. And that even though Ego was defeated here, there's a bunch of him all over the universe that needs to be defeated. And the group basically explains to him like, "Hey, we're a team now. We better be, this is something we should do together." And Thor goes, "Well, then I guess we're better suit up." And all of them, including Peter Quill, Hope, Peggy and Howard all come out to basically go. Oh, and the rest of them obviously that were fighting go together and apparently team up to fight the rest of Ego. And that's how that episode ends. So overall, it was a good episode. Still not sure where we're going with this, in the sense of is Ego going to be the big bad? I'm not sure. It'd be interesting to see what happens there, but we'll have to wait and see. For now, we don't know how this is all going to connect, and I don't think we're going to be seeing it until the 27th. I think, or possibly the 26th. But I think we're going to get through Christmas before we see how everything's connected. So for now, it's just little stories for now until we see how it all connects in the end. But let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you not? And why? And as always, if you like the content you see, please like and subscribe below. Other than that, this is going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Have a great night.